Hey guys, it's Chris here with Commander Island, and today I'm going to go over the new gods from the Journey to Nyx set. Now, uh, if you're like me, you're looking forward to tomorrow night. Midnight will be here, and it'll be midnight pre-releases all over the place. And for me personally, I'm definitely going to be shooting to try to trade for some of these gods. I've got some interesting ideas for decks I would like to use them all in, and they are some of the most amazing cards that's been made in a long time. These cards are good in a variety of formats. They're all really good in EDH. Some of them are going to be super powerful in standard, and I really think like the Theros could probably make a splash in say modern or I don't know about legacy per se, but for sure in modern because it's costed aggressively at 3, and I'm sure there's a lot of things that it can be done with it. Now, in terms of standard cards, uh, the God of Victory is he's a lot better than the other ones in terms of what he's going to be able to do. But once we start getting into EDH, the rankings on these kind of change, and it'll be my personal opinion. So if you guys differ, just leave something in the comments below and let me know what you think. But we'll go through and we'll check out where I rank these guys at from 5 to 1. First up is going to be the God of Victory. Uh, this guy he's really good. I mean, you're getting a 7/4 guy. He's indestructible. Uh, he's pretty easy to get activated in EDH. Shouldn't be hard, but there's not a lot of Boros builds in EDH that I've come across, and his ability, to really utilize him is all about getting the most on the board. So maybe 1 versus 1, he might be a little bit better, but in terms of multiplayer, he's probably the weakest because you're going to have to just pick on one person and try to eliminate them all one at a time to do that. But with 3 other players playing against you, you're going to run into a lot of board removal and things like that that can really just shut this guy down and not make him do anything because he's not going to do anything unless you're attacking. But the ability not to be blocked by have to be blocked by 2 or more creatures is really good. We already use a lot of enchantments that do that as well, and to actually have it on your general is pretty good. Next up, we have Theros. Um, in EDH, I'm not sure exactly how good she is. I know bringing stuff back will be nice, but it's a card that you'll have to make deals with people and say, do you care to lose 3 life? We can get this back, and we can team up against these guys, and different things like that. As far as targeting somebody to try to get something back that you really want, uh, I only see her being really useful late game when everybody's life is low enough that they could be wiped out with like an Alpha Strike or something. So I kind of rank her there. Now, if this was, say, standard or modern, she's easily number 1. Crewfix is probably my favorite one as far as flavor and color combinations that I like to play. I like to play a lot of Bant and a lot of Rug decks in EDH, so uh, Crewfix fits really good in that. And just the ability to, you have no maximum hand size, which is really good in EDH because everybody's running Reliquary Towers. And the ability just to tap all your unused mana at the end of the player that's sitting to your left's turn is just really good. And I'm sorry, sitting to your right. But so, just doing that, and you have oodles of mana that you can use on your turn, and you can float it through all your opponent's turns. It's just really good. It's worded really weird at the bottom, but it's a really good card. And she has pretty decent stats, um, but it's one that you do not need to have this card active to be using it, and that's really good. None of the guys really have to be active to use it, but like with the red white one, that one really needs to be active because it does so much damage. So Crewfix, awesome card. I can't wait to see what it does in standard. I think maybe some mid-range decks. I don't know. I'm not the best deck builder when it comes to standard, but I do like to tinker around with stuff every once in a while. Mostly I build EDH, so I think it's going to be it's a must in anything that's got green and blue in it, I think. Just for the fact that it's just going to keep making lots and lots and lots of mana for you. Now this guy, he easily could have been number 1. And I know what you're thinking. Why isn't he number one? And I just like the other card a little bit better for the way that I play EDH. But this guy has so much going for him. He's going to be really good in standard as well, but in EDH, this thing is going to be a lot of card advantage because you have to run so many lands in EDH anyway that this guy is just going to generate you so much value, especially if you've got ways to draw cards on everybody else's turns, because it says the first card you draw on each of your turns. So I'm assuming it may just mean extra turns that you take, but I would imagine that each turn that if you can draw a card, you should be able to draw, or do the reveal thing. And the damage should add up after a while. Unfortunately, it's not combat damage, so you can't just keep hitting a player until you have 21 damage done to them. But again, this is a card that, doing 3 damage, you can get a lot of political favors with other players by, knocking off creatures that are being really annoying or helping, eliminate a player that's just got the best advantage in the game. So this guy, really good. But that brings me to Farika. Now, I know what people are thinking. Uh, there's no way she can be number one. And that's probably true, but for me, I think she's number one because she allows you to play the political game. She can come down early, and as long as they're not flyers, she can attack, or the creatures that attack other players, you can work out deals with players and say, hey, listen, I can exile that creature in your graveyard to give you a death toucher, and we can kill this creature together if you'll block it. And you can do things like that to kind of get some political favors everybody. Now, eventually, you'll have so many deals worked out with everybody that it just fall apart anyway. But I think altogether, that's a really neat thing to do in EDH. A lot of people take it for granted that you can, talk your way out of certain situations, that it just comes down to cards. But you have a lot of flexibility in EDH to do a lot of different things. So the ability to communicate and cut deals with people is just essentially, it's just as good as being able to play the card game. So it's just another strategy that you can utilize. But anyway, guys, that's about all I've got on this stuff. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing an unboxing of one of the kits right before we build our deck for the pre-release. So stay around, subscribe to the channel if you like what you see, and check us out on Facebook. See you guys.